Right. Hello, hello. Welcome back to Mama's Healing. I am Lorraine, soon to be LMSW.
Hey.
Hey, I'm Janelle, still mother of two gremlins.
I'm Julia, currently channeling a beached whale, feeling every ounce of this pregnancy.
I keep forgetting, and then when it comes to me, I'm
Same.
like, she's pregnant.
Yeah.
Same. But I'm like a couple days from that when you like pop and you actually start showing. So I'm like, oh, this is really happening.
Yeah, that's going to be fun. I'm very excited.
Tell that to my spine, ankles, everything.
So let's check in. How is everyone feeling?
I'm good. I feel I'm just a little tired. I got a lot going on. I got class and then going for that new job, interviewing and stuff. But no, I'm good. It's all positive stuff. I'm working towards something bigger for me and the kids. So everything's going according to plan. I'm very happy right now. I'm good.
I love that.
Awesome.
Um,
Yeah, I've been like, I feel like I'm at, what do you say?
I was like, I'll go, and then you're like, I feel like, and I was like, oh, then you go.
Too slow. Now I feel like I'm at like a solid 7. Like, I don't know, just very content. That's kind of where I'm at. He didn't cry today at drop off. I'm surviving internship, you know. Yeah.
Good.
I feel like another day we need to talk about how internships are the devil's work. Like, how do you want me to work 40 hours for free? This is interesting.
But then
Anyways.
also pay for it because it's a class.
Mhm. Thank you so much. I'm just, like I said, I'm very tired today. I'm feeling every ounce of this pregnancy. That's about it. That's really it.
Love that. Well, we showed up. That's all we can ask for.
That's all you get. Me here. That's it.
Okay, let's start out with our pop culture.
Ooh, yes. Because we're talking about the Super Bowl halftime show.
Yes,
Did you guys watch?
Yes, I did.
I did.
And thoughts?
So, okay. I was at work, and shout out to the child life specialist for being in the next cubicle watching it on this someone's phone or tablet. I don't know. But I heard it because I wasn't going to watch it. I wasn't going to stress about it. And I hear it coming on. So we watch it. It started out a little basic, I will admit. I was a little like, okay. But when he started pulling out his his guest star cameos, he was stripping down. I was like, okay, I forgot about this. Hi. And so I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it.
How about you, Janelle?
I thought so too. It was pretty good. I think my favorite was Alicia Keys.
Yes.
'Cause I was waiting for my boo. I was like, is he gonna have her? And then he did. I was like, okay, this works.
She
This is
looked
working.
good in her outfit.
Yeah.
I loved
Why did
everyone's
her
take.
piano and her piano look good? Like, why did the piano have body?
I
Cute.
okay. I was a little hesitant at first because I was like, "Oh, he's gonna do my boo. I don't want to. That song's played out. I don't want to hear it." And I was like, "What else is he gonna do? I don't even know." But I also didn't care about the football game, so I was like, "Well, I'll just stick until the halftime show." When he came on, I was like, "Oh, excuse me, this is great. This is about to be great." It was so fun. I feel like he just had tons of fun, little clips of the song, so that he's like, "Hey, remember this song that you guys love?" And I'm like, "Ah, I forgot about Caught Up." And so I think that it was.
Yes.
I was really, really overjoyed to watch it, and I was worried about Alicia Keys because sometimes her live singing.
I heard that too. I was like,
I was worried. But she did great. I was like,
Because I know she can sing, but like I think it was like you kind of have to jump in and just like there wasn't that warm up.
yes.
So I was like, but she did good. I liked it.
She did great.
Mm-hmm.
I loved it. And I feel bad though that everybody's like laughing at Jermaine Dupri's outfit. But I also wasn't paying attention to his outfit until after, and I was like, oh, I see why he was getting clowned wearing them little shorts and ruffle socks.
You know, he was
You
in
know
that.
who I was confused about? Who was the one that looked like a spaceman?
Okay, so I know there was Will.i.am, Jermaine Dupri. It was him?
I think so.
Oh. But I also liked that he was skating. I was like, hold on. And then at the end, he's like, oh, I brought the A to the world or something like that. And I was like, that is true. Atlanta loves to skate. But yeah,
No,
I
that
love
was pretty good. Yeah. I was screaming the whole time, dancing with the boys. It was very fun.
I just thought it was too short. I was
Yeah.
like, this game has been going on for 10 years and you can only give Usher 15 minutes? No.
So wait,
No,
did
no,
you
no.
guys not watch the game?
I don't care about sports.
I'm not like a sports fanatic or anything, but like when you're in it and you're watching it, like really intense. And then like, I don't know, the whole tie thing. I didn't get the tie because I guess like there were new rules.
Okay, I didn't
I
even
won't
know
get into it. I know. But like, I feel so bad for the 49ers because they were killing it. They were doing their best. And then boom, a few seconds later, Kansas City Chiefs won. And I just wanted to cry a little bit for them. It was just really like devastating watching them. But no, that's it.
I'm
You
proud of you for
I
watching
am
the sport part.
Yeah, I would say I'm a sports fan, but I'm also like still mad at the NFL. So I'm like, when I watch it, it's like like we watched Super Bowl, I think last year together or something. Like I'm not against it, but I'm still mad at that.
No, I get that. Yeah, like
but I
was,
do enjoy sports for sure. I gotta find something that's like
go.
honestly, like after hearing more about Casey Tate, what's his name?
Travis Kelce.
That guy, Travis. The more I hear about him, the more I like him. And I feel like if I knew what I know now, I would have been more excited and I probably would have found a way to watch it. Because I really like him. He's giving me things. I'm like, but, and I was at work, so I was like, eh.
No, I get that, yeah.
I feel like one, yes, I do. I don't like the NFL because I feel like they're problematic. They need to change like 80% of their sport team names. And there was this thing that came out that said that they paid, so for all those concussion injuries, they paid Black athletes substantially less than white athletes with the same injuries. And it was because they're like, well, like to kind of wrap it up, they're like, well, white men are smarter, so they would be more impacted by this concussion, whereas Black people are dumber. And so a concussion really wouldn't change their life that much. I
Is
was
this
like,
like
this was systematic. Yes. This
that
is like
sounds like
recent.
some slavery mentality, like, oh well, they're not really human, so
Black people don't feel pain. I don't know.
that's insane.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was so gross. I'm looking it up right now. I'm so sorry. No, I'll be on topic. But yeah, so I was like, NFL, you got
No, yeah, I was just,
yeah. But I'm proud of you for watching that because
Yeah.
good for you.
Because I'm hoping by the time the boys are bigger, we'll have a better NFL.
Yeah.
I don't know what
All
Jay-Z's doing, but I think he's trying to get in there. And I haven't seen anything but a better halftime show. But I'm gonna trust the process, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Speaking of Jay-Z, did y'all see Beyonce's new music?
Wait,
yes,
see or hear?
just heard.
Okay, so did you see the Super Bowl commercial?
Oh yeah. Oh yes. I was
the Verizon
part of the halftime show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great. I love it. I've been waiting for this.
It's amazing. And I'm like, wow, look at all these coins she's receiving. Ugh, good for her. Good for her. And the music is also
is it a new album that's coming out this year, right? Country.
Yes. Yes.
I don't know what
So-
she ever does. I just sit back and enjoy.
That's fair. That's fair. But yeah, so
It
rumor
seems like
is she's been sitting on a country album for like a few years. Because if you guys remember back when she did Daddy Lessons, I think she was on CMA, like she went to the Country Music Awards.
Yeah, she
And
performed
had
that
such,
song.
huh?
She performed that song, I believe, Daddy Lessons
Yeah,
with
but she had such pushback that I think she was like, all right, fine. Like I think she kind of read the room and was like, okay, they're not ready yet. Like literally, they're not ready yet. But now I think she's like, okay, we're about to take over because yeah, there's country's always been Black, we know that, but we've been seeing it more mainstream now. Like we're seeing a nice influx of
Lil Nas X.
Lil Nas
Lil Nas
X,
X.
Vicky Guyton, Kane Brown, um I got Reese Palmer, Brittany Spencer. Like we're seeing so many in the forefront now that it's like she's like, okay, I think you guys are ready. But yeah, these are like really old songs she's had for like a long time. Yeah. Like if you listen to 16 Carriages, she says 38 summers, which I think is supposed to represent her being 38 years old. But she's like 40 something right now.
Yeah. What a queen.
I'm so high.
This thing that they said that I don't know if it was Jay-Z said it or if she said it, but they were like, "Oh yeah, we always play like unaired tracks at the house." And I'm like, "Could you imagine just constant oh god, yeah." And at the Super Bowl, okay, wait, great rapping at their Super Bowl, I saw Blue Ivy Carter and one of the twins. And her daddy.
I think through me. Yeah.
Was it?
It was her little baby twin. It was so cute.
I was like, wait a second. And then they like cut away. I was like, I think that was one of the twins. Like, you've never seen the twins. So yeah, it was just so fun.
I love that. Yeah, I'm very excited.
Yeah.
I can talk about dancing for an hour and a half, but we won't.
Yeah.
We will not today.
All right. Awesome. Okay. So for today's topic, I thought, because I know we kind of touched on it in the last episode, we could talk a little bit more about, I was just thinking policy, but what I wanted to focus on for my portion was like family leave, because I know we've all had various experiences with family leave, lack of the improvement, what it could be, should be, what it is, what it is. So while I was like looking it up, I saw, which is like really upsetting because I didn't even know it was on the ballot. Like, I don't know if it was on the ballot, but I didn't realize it was going through, I think it was Congress, state Congress. So Texas had the Texas Family Act, which was entered in to be made into a law, I think in 21 or 22. And, it has to go through all the steps.
Yeah.
And it made it all the way up until like that last one where they kill it or pass it. And basically it would have made it, I think, 3 months of paid family leave. Businesses would put in X amount of, it was like a percentage. It was like math. I didn't understand. But basically you'd get 3 months. It was in Texas. I think all the standard of like how you got to qualify, like a year or something like that, right? And it would partner with Texas Workforce, who basically also does the unemployment for Texas and does all the other programs. And they killed it. They killed it dead. I don't know why, because it doesn't ever really give you reasons. Like, I feel like you should be required to give a reason. And
not just a reason, a detailed overview of why.
Like, I need a doctorate type of paper explaining why you said no, or how can we make it better. Like, I feel like you should give solutions if you're going to reject it. Like,
exactly.
Noted this, but if we did this, I'm okay with that. But so that died, and it was killed last year, which makes me so angry that I completely missed it. So I'm hoping the Democrats that did the first act or first bill is trying again or something, because I think the few companies that do offer paid, it's like the ones I've been seeing are 3 weeks. And you've got to be
Yeah,
like
what?
3 weeks paid.
Oh, wow.
And the ones that I've been seeing, they're like at a hospital. So it's like, it's very like a particular group of people. Not everybody can work at the hospital. And also at the hospital, 3 weeks.
Which is also interesting because C-sections, like the typical recovery is 6 weeks. So
Yeah.
what the fuck am I doing for those other 3 weeks?
Yeah.
Bleeding
Yeah.
all over the
Make
place?
sure
Just
you
get
don't go
off.
anywhere, but also
Don't
you'll
You gotta go
listen,
back to work.
but drive your ass to work right now.
mm-hmm. So
Oh,
yeah.
that's gross. That's so gross. I mean, why am I shocked? Why am I surprised? This country is,
Basura.
yeah, hot. Basura.
We need to get like all those other countries who give out a year of postpartum paid leave.
Paid.
Here.
Not a percentage of your salary, not partially paid, partially you use all your shit. No, paid. So, the end, period. Here's the
Mhm.
check, let's go.
Yep.
Because that would be that you actually value your employees, not just when they're of value to you.
Exactly. So how are your guys's leaves experience? Like what did you guys do after your births?
Do you want to go first? Me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so mine was interesting because I had just left a job and started another job. And like within that same month of starting that other job, I found out I was pregnant. So I was like, oh, okay, here we are. And so the company here, they're like, well, you don't qualify for FMLA because you haven't been here a year, but we're not going to get rid of your job, nothing like that. And I was like, oh, well, thank you. How sweet. But you also have to just use your own time off. And I was like, oh, okay. So, and my husband's job did not have any parental leave at all. And he'd been there for like years. They didn't care. So he just ended up using 2 weeks straight of his PTO, cleaned it right out. And which was good because, like I said, we had the emergency C-section, so it was needed. Um, but then with my job, I still had medical insurance through them. So I wasn't sure how that would work. So I was like, am I still gonna have to pay this premium? Like, do I pay it out of a page? Like, where is this coming from? So I only had about enough leave for maybe like 2.5 weeks, I think. So what I did was I spread it out for 6 weeks, but it was like I was only getting paid like 2 or 3 days of those weeks with my PTO. Then the rest of the time was unpaid time off. So I could cover whatever that insurance premium was and still have like exist. So we lived off of credit cards, and I'm still to this day paying those back. Yeah, it was awful, awful, and unfair. It felt very like, why is this? Especially that you push people to have kids. You encourage people, oh, you don't want a baby? And what about babies? And then when you have a baby, they're like, perfect, you figure it out.
Yep.
How? How does that make sense? So yeah, that was I had to be real strategic. And then I think I actually was gone 8 weeks. So I think the last 2 weeks was either totally unpaid or like I had like one day or like 6 hours for 1 week. Like squeeze it in there. It was awful. Just awful. And then I had to go back to work. Yeah.
That's terrible. Are you prepared? I know you're like you guys are
No.
I was gonna say I know you guys are in a weird spot right now. Like it's just kind of.
I'm in between jobs. Well, that was like I was like, I can't. I'm gonna be at home now. Like this is enough. But I've been kind of interviewing for remote jobs. So I was like, well, if I could do something that would supplement, but maybe not fully take over what I was doing, I'm okay with that. But I'm not going to sacrifice like the time at home. So hope them credit cards are ready.
Love that. Well, you come out here, you got options. Okay, Jay, I kind of remember what you had to do. Yours was also strategic planning and maneuvering.
Yeah. What was it? I mean, it was because well, luckily the job I was working at, they offered parental leave for 3 months. You had to work there for a certain amount of time, but I hit that mark, so I was good. But I don't think that really happened because the company also is pretty big in Europe, and you know how they treat their people out there when it comes to parental leaves, like it's really great. So I think they kind of try to bring that over here, which is great. So we did that. So I got 3 months pay, and it had to start because I had Emmett on the 31st. So I can't remember what it was, but it was like because it was the new year that they kind of had to get something sorted out. I don't know exactly what it was. I was like half asleep for her most of that time. But no, like we got it sorted out. But the thing was for me was that they were very behind in giving me my money. So like I was supposed to get paid this week, and then like 2 weeks later they paid me, and then it was all like retro pay because I wasn't getting my money, and so they had to give it to me. I think by like the second month. So that was the only thing, and they were very hard to get in touch with, and I don't like half the time I was asleep or I was just taking care of the baby. Like I didn't have time to call them, but I had to be on top of them for them to make sure they gave me my money. So that was a little stressful. And it seemed like half the time they didn't really care. Like you're gonna get your money, so just calm down. But it's like I can't because I got to pay for rent and I pay for my bill. So like I kind of need
Bills
you to
don't
tell me.
care. Mhm.
So that was not the great. And yeah, I hate sometimes because like I feel like in our country no one cares about mothers,
They don't.
parents, and
They
like
don't.
we work so hard. And if I've been there long enough, you should like understand like I need the money or I want to be working, right? So, just have some empathy, sympathize, whatever. Get tapped into that soul that I'm sure everyone has. Like just try to understand where I'm coming from, that, short of sleep, I'm going through pain, had a C-section. I just need to make sure that I can pay my rent and have my, electricity on. But we got it together, we sorted it out. But I think you shouldn't have to struggle and keep on like just have another thing to worry about when you just had a baby. So
No. Trying to
but
worry like, okay, if this bill's gonna be paid on time and how's that gonna affect my credit? Like it's a
exactly.
snowball. It's not just like one inconvenience. One inconvenience is a domino and hits like 17 other things. Like y'all know this. And it's like you guys are in the same position. You have the same job that I do. You know all of this. So why are
Yeah.
you making other barriers and other hurdles? Oh, it's so annoying.
Yeah. And it's like, it's not a surprise, right? You're like, I'm pregnant. I'm gonna have this baby at the end of the month, at the end of the year. Like, it shouldn't have taken all these like late payments, like every couple weeks. You knew when it was coming. Like, I just don't understand how that makes sense. Because any other position, like you're not gonna be late on my paycheck. Like, give me my money. But yeah.
And it's like
But
the new year is not an excuse. You knew that was coming too. So
True.
what are we doing here? Like the only person you want to bend and to like chill out is me. What about y'all? What about y'all get to work and do the shit that
Yeah.
you're supposed to do? That's crazy. Oh, that's crazy.
yeah.
I've never had a job. I had never had a job mess with my paycheck. I don't even know how I would I can't even, my brain is like trying to shut down because it doesn't understand what would I do.
Get a
But yeah,
Outrageous.
restraining
that's what
order. They'd be
happened.
like, ma'am, you can't come back here.
I surely can. Y'all have money for me.
But yeah, so I'm like super jealous. 3 months is nice though. But of course,
I
it's
know.
never like perfect, right? It's always a caveat, but that's nice though. three
And
months.
again, in that
It
three
is,
months,
yeah.
you're healing. Like, hello, I'm
Yeah.
healing. I'm bonding with this baby. I'm trying to, I don't
Yeah.
know, shower, get the house clean, do anything,
Yeah.
figure
Gotta
out what my body is looking like.
yeah.
Jesus.
So for mine, I was unemployed. And a lot like how you were saying, Julia, Curtis's job, he's been there like years and they don't offer parental leave at all. Like the only thing they do is like the FMLA, which basically is we won't fire you, but you're not getting any money from us.
No,
So
you
he
better
used
use that
up like 2 weeks of PTO, and yeah, and then of course Mom and Janelle came to kind of help alleviate after the 2 weeks. Yeah, it's like it was hard, as you guys know, but there's just no option. There's no backup. We did a little maneuvering with like our savings, but it wasn't anything exciting. It
You
was
can't
just
save
enough to
nowadays
keep us
anyways.
afloat. Yeah. But yeah. No, we need better support for the families, for the kids, all that.
And truly, so when you brought up the policy thing as like a potential topic for this week, I started looking around at like parental leave and other things, and so I came across the fourth trimester, which is basically like in other cultures, it's like the 3 months after birth is when you're getting used to the baby, you're bonding, you're figuring out what your body's doing, blah blah blah. But a lot of cultures will just be like, all your job is to do is to eat and bond with the baby. Everything else gets handled by like your family members or neighbors or whatever. And there's no like stigma or pressure or like, hey, what can I do for you? No, people just kick open your door and start cooking you shit. it's like that's so amazing. And like it's funny because I think we talked about this last week, is that motherhood is so like isolating and can be lonely. And I wonder if it's because we're in the United States. Is that the case? Or is it more like, because it makes it like, oh, you better hurry up. Do you remember like with the tabloids used to be like, oh, she was postpartum 4 weeks and she's already in a bikini. That was like newspaper ads like for the majority of my like
Yeah, I remember
young
that.
adulthood. Yeah.
hmm
And so you had that kind of like drilled into you, like you should be miles ahead of where you are, and you're
Yeah.
not. So what does that do to you? Like, ugh, it's awful. It's just all, like you
Yeah.
said, they don't care about mothers or families, or they sure don't care about kids.
Yes. And they like to remind us that every day, just in case we forget or think they might care. They said nope, nope, nope,
Nope, you don't matter.
nope. But yeah, it's like I know like in I remember reading about like an Asian culture where it's very, and I know it's a lot of them, but like this was specifically an Asian culture where like they just feed you things, and they feed you like specific things. I think it was like hot foods or something like that.
Yes.
That's what to help produce like the breast milk, right? Like it's supposed to make sure like
Yeah, it's just supposed to do something. And I remember when I was
like just to take care of the mother and the child. Yeah.
yeah, and like my midwife, she was kind of like that. She was like, "Look, you don't get up out of this bed unless you have to pee, and then you go right back." I'm like, "Okay." And she said, and then by week 2, she said, "Okay, you can walk to the couch, but then you don't get up from there." I'm like, "Okay." So that I was grateful that I was able to at least do that 2-week version because he had to go back to work. But it was very nice not feeling like I had to like get back up and like figure it out. Like it was very much he understood and I understood. Like I'm gonna sit here and keep him right here. Baby was right there or right here on the side of the bed. And it was nice, like having that support.
And
Even
like
just the
that
2 weeks, I was
protective
like, that was
boundary.
perfect. Because then I was like, I want to go outside. Like I was getting a little stir crazy. I just want to go outside. But yeah.
And I thought the other things they feed them too is like stuff with like lots of collagen in it, so like bone broths and stuff like that to help with like the skin rejuvenate. I'm like, oh my god, this is so smart. And yet the US is like, yeah, girl, just go back to work in 5 minutes. Like, okay, because
Like,
profit
oh, I
is
heard you're in
important.
labor. Are you coming for your shift? Do I
Is
need
that a
to,
yes?
do you want me to
Ooh, I
reach
wish
out
I
to
could hear.
others? Okay.
Oh my god, but we're the greatest country in the world, right?
It's frustrating, definitely.
Who started that lie?
Probably the
The
same
free,
colonizers.
the free world, leader of the free world. Who? What? That's
I
another
read this.
conversation.
I read this I think it was like on TikTok or something, but she was like packing to go have my baby in Dubai. And I was like, wait, what? And like she like started going into how she's like, everything is so clean. I have like staff that wait on you. It's super helpful. It's cheaper than what you do here. I'm like, oh my God.
Is
She's like,
she
it's
from
safer
there?
for Black women. No, she just
Oh,
traveled. Yes,
that's crazy. That I mean, respect, but like to do it, that's intense.
do it. F it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I love that.
amazing. I would do it.
Okay, just one more thing before we move on, because I saw like an Instagram post about it, and Alabama in 2020, there was fertility clinic storage where the embryos are stored, right? And some staff member something tampered with the storage. Three families were basically without, right? Their all their embryos were no longer viable. So they tried
Hmm.
to sue for, damages. But the way they were trying to sue was like loss of life type of, like, how you
Mm.
have to like specify, right? And the courts were like, they're not children, they're property. 2020. And then Alabama just passed a law saying that embryos are children. And basically, this is to correlate with like abortion and things of that nature. So they're full of shit. I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know how that works. Because that's been like a weird thing that's been floating around in
Yeah.
Texas too with the embryos and the abortion. So, but yeah, I feel like if I can't claim it on my taxes and if I can't claim you on SNAP, then you're not a child.
Sorry,
You
not sorry.
Yeah, like pick one. I'll follow the lead, but just let me know because you know what I get for this little munchkin. I got two more on ice. Like hook me up. But yeah, that
Really?
was frustrating to read.
I hope that those families were like, oh, new laws? Okay, we're gonna come right on back with this lawsuit.
Yeah, I
I
hope so
don't
too.
like there's not even a question in my mind that they should get reimbursed for that. Like,
Yeah.
obviously I had these kids on ice for a reason. So you took away that future option. How much is that worth?
I mean, shit. Uh, you guys have my invoice. Just go ahead and refund that back to me because
And add
it
a
ain't
couple
cheap.
zeros because you know you did wrong. Like this isn't like a oh oopsie.
Like
No.
someone did it on purpose. I don't know what they were trying to do, but they made
Yeah.
it sound like it was intentional, which is like, why? Why would you
And
do that?
why am I fighting for this? Like just do what's right. Like oh God. This is gonna be called the upset episode.
F
Pisses me
you.
off. America's garbage. God.
Sure is. Basura.
Do you remember? Okay, so now that like I'm a parent and stuff, I look back at some of the things that like my brother and I went through as kids and like how that might have impacted my mom. Okay, so schools in California where I used to live, um, the school was kind of big, or I don't know if there was like a lot of kids for the school or the school was big. I don't know, but kids were on different tracks, so that like you wouldn't have summer at the same time as a kid on a different track. So the school would always be going, but some kids might be like on spring break because they're on track A and like
Yeah.
track whatever. So my brother and I were on two different tracks. So when he was on spring break, I was still in school. When he was on summer break, I was still like it would be competing. And I was like, what the hell did my mom do? No wonder we were left alone all the time. Who has time for this?
Wait, is
It
this like
was
in
What
high
school
school?
was this?
no, this was like in I think it was like I think I was in elementary and he might have been in middle. But I think it was one
Okay.
of those schools that goes to like sixth or eighth grade.
Mhm.
And so, yeah, they would have like, you're just on a different track.
All
And so
all
you're
year.
all year. So your breaks were different than the kid maybe next to you. Like that
That's
was crazy.
insane.
And I remember my mom, we had to go back into that school for like hours. And I remember her like arguing with them. This doesn't make any, these two kids are in the same house. Like, and they're like, there's nothing we can do. So I'm like, damn, since way back then, y'all didn't care about kids. Like,
Mhm.
and it's just like getting louder every day, just every
Yeah.
day. You like, how much is childcare? But then they're like, oh, but stay-at-home moms don't do any work. Then why are you paying somebody when
To
I'm gone?
do the same thing.
And actually to do less because stay-at-home moms are expected to keep the house clean, cook, do all this crap. Daycare, just keep them safe and hope they don't bite each other. And they fail at that all the time. Like it's
Yes. Yes, they do.
crazy.
Mhm.
Long story short, they don't care about kids.
They really don't.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
awful.
All to say that is keep an eye out on policies and bills and politicians coming up this year because it's election year, so you know.
Oh God, please, please do what you can
Yeah.
for other people too. Don't just think, well, this doesn't apply to me, so I don't care. Okay,
Because
yeah,
it
but like
it does apply.
it
Mm-hmm.
does. Everybody is struggling right now. Please have some sympathy.
Mm-mm.
Our PSA. Just do better. Okay.
Do better.
Any other thoughts on that question or that topic before we
No.
get into questions?
No.
Got my
Okay.
rant out.
I picked a couple from the green stack, which is healing edition. But okay, the more that I read those questions, it's more like healing a troubled relationship. So I had to kind of be strategic with the questions. I was like,
Okay.
this could work. Okay, so then I found some more in red. So green or red?
Green.
Okay.
I was like,
Shuffle this up. Alrighty. Oh, okay. I like this question. Okay. How would you title this chapter of your life?
ooh.
I like that. How would you title this chapter of your life? And again, this is from the Healing Edition. Oh, God.
Okay, this would be chapter 33. Are we there yet? Because I'm graduating this semester, hoping to kind of like move into that the standard you've made it like get the house, we just our baby just turned 1, like are we there yet? Am I done? It just feels like I've been clawing to get to the end or whatever. So that's yeah, chapter 33, are we there yet?
Okay.
You look like Jay. What's yours?
I'm looking at Julia because I'm curious what she's gonna
I'm
say.
pondering.
Yeah,
I'm
Julie looks like
pondering.
she's still trying to
First of all,
find it.
I'm like, how old am I? Okay, now.
You're 34.
Okay.
I'll be 35 tomorrow.
Oh my
I
God.
know.
Yeah,
Happy
we going
birthday.
out this weekend. Pew, pew, pew.
Yeah.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Good luck, guys. That sounds like the most. I
She
just
said,
got
"What is that
tired.
life?"
Gonna
Okay,
have
yes.
a glass of wine. Ah.
Oh,
Mm.
okay,
Okay.
do you know? Me? You? I have no idea. That's probably my chapter title. Chapter 34. I have no idea. Universe, you got this, right?
Respect.
It's
Okay.
been a lot.
TBD.
Pretty good chapter. For mine, I guess chapter 35, just breathe, it gets better.
Ooh.
I like that.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's true. There's like no option. The universe has to balance
Just
itself
keep
out.
going.
Like,
Yep.
Yeah.
you can only go through so much before it needs to swing the other way.
Yes.
It's statistics or something, right? Math and numbers.
Statistically speaking, it has to get better.
It does. This will not
Yeah.
last forever, and it
It
must.
was the roughest, like what, 3 months I've ever experienced. Like it sucked so fucking much. So like it seems like things are getting better. I'm just gonna keep that going, keep moving, keep doing my stuff, and it'll all work out, you know? So,
I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. Okay. Do you guys have a rant or win or hack this week? Like I ranted throughout the whole episode, so
I know, I feel like the episode was a mom rant.
all I did was shout.
Let's see. Okay. I have a little rant.
mhm.
Um I think he left. Okay. Because I wanna do it with now without ears, because we have a a baby cam. I just want to turn it off. So
It's getting real, guys.
can spice it up a bit. It's the only thing about these cameras, man.
We got the ghetto ones that you just plug in and plug out. So I'm like, yank.
No, mine's fancy.
Yeah,
I've got privacy mode. All right.
oh, dang.
So right now, because I'm like part-time on the weekend and I'm doing school during the week, I'm primary, caregiver for Booga Man. Curtis goes to work during the day, do the week. And I feel like for the most part we're aligned. Like we share a lot of the responsibility. That's never like an issue. But every once in a while I think, he's like, I'm tired or something like that, right? Which I get it. He does work hard. So they didn't have a lot of jobs today, so he's doing a lot of like online trainings. So he stayed home. And I was like, oh, great. And I was like, can you get him up and like ready for daycare? And he was kind of like, I guess. And I was like, why did you say it like that? He's like, what? And I'm like, what's wrong? Like, why can't you do that? And he was kind of like, like, I don't know, kind of like he was sick. And I was like, okay, whatever. So I got up, got his medicine, got him dressed. And I just pretended like, you know what, I'm just going to do it like I'm by myself, like I normally am. Got him his little breakfast snack and then got him ready to go and took him. And I didn't say anything until I got back. I was like, look, I feel like we're not aligning because your work, your job is not a replacement or equivalent to this because parenting him is not the same. Like when you're here, we should be splitting it. Like it's not either or. And he was like, yeah, you're right. He's like, I should have, I'll help next time. Cause like in my mind, I feel like I don't get a paycheck for this shit. Like he wakes up fucking early. He wakes up at 5 every day, sits in traffic for hours. But he gets paid to do that, And it's like, if you're here, like you could have got him ready so I could have got dressed. I still would have took him or vice versa, like because that's what we do for nighttime. It's like, okay, I'll make dinner, but you do bedtime routine. Or you do bath time, I'll do bedtime routine. Like we find ways to kind of make it seem not just like, all right, it's the baby that's on you. Like we do everything. Like try to split it. So I was like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna say nothing about. Oh, when I get back though, he's like,
I'm gonna say it all.
yeah. He's like, you're right, and I was like, yeah, I know, I'm fucking right.
Yeah, I
I was
wouldn't have
like,
said it if I wasn't.
Yeah, I was in my car doing like a little prep. I was like, I feel like you think it's the same. Like, trying to think of what I want to say. It's not the
Mm.
same. You don't get paid. But he wasn't giving pushback, so I didn't get to say all that. I just was like, I feel like we're not aligned. And he's like,
Mm-hmm.
no, you're right. I could have helped. I was like, yes.
But I have more to say. Oh, let me say more.
But yeah, that was kind of like my little morning annoyance. Love you,
Yeah,
baby. Never watch this.
I know. I saw this thing where it was like, this. It looked like a foreign film to me, truly, because this dad was like, um, my wife isn't a married single parent, so of course I do the equivalent of my share. He was like wiping down the counters. He was like putting toys away. I was like, what? These people exist? What's happening? Because yes, it's so quick and it's so easy, and I feel like they're so conditioned to think that they can take that back seat and that it's kind of on you to figure it out. And so when they act like that, I'm like, gross, first of all. Second of all, you had a break. You got to talk to other adults. You didn't have to, every single meal, snack, poopy diaper, booger, everything.
Yeah.
So you got to de escalate. Yeah, he's sitting in traffic, but I bet he's listening to whatever music or podcast he wants to. Not listen to Miss Rachel. We love you, Miss Rachel.
Yes,
we do
respect.
love you, Miss Rachel. However, there's only so many times I could help Bingo learn to spell his name. Like, so I'm like, yeah, I get, and we kind of had that like, and I don't know if it's a growing pain or what it is, but it's like, why are you all of a sudden taking a step back? Like, what's going on there? Like, ooh, that's annoying. Sorry, you had to
Yeah.
deal with that. I'm
Yeah.
glad. Proud of you for saying something though, instead of just
Hell yeah. This has been something we've been talking about since before I had the baby. I was like, don't get it twisted now. I know I'm in school, but when I go back to work, I'm not trying to start from scratch. Like, we implement it now, so when I leave or transition, we have already figured it out, because that's like, you guys know me. Like, that is like a pet peeve. Like, I, I'm not here for the fuck shit. Like, I have
oh,
been this way for 30 years. I'm not gonna suddenly be a 50s housewife. Like, come on. I've been in school for half my life, so I can do the things that I want to do, make the money I want to make. But I also want to have a family. But that does not mean you don't also have a family. Like, we have a family together. So yeah, it's been an ongoing conversation. And of course, it's a constant thing. It's not a one and done, as you guys know. Like, these are conversations you just have to keep having, because there are times that I get it. Like, sometimes I'm like, if I just stay asleep, he's gotta, like, on the weekends, like, I really milk it, because I'm just like, fuck yes, like.
yep. That's why. Look, all this time I have to myself because he's home, and I'm like, well, I gotta go record. I don't know what to tell you.
I have prior engagements. Bye.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, and you really do have to keep talking about it because there's so much going on and there's so many other things that are taking priority and precedent that it's easy to just be like, oh fuck it, I'll just go do it myself. But in the long run, saying fuck it so many times, eventually you're gonna be like, oh fuck this whole marriage. I'm done. Like that's it.
Yeah.
So I definitely, it's not easy and it's not comfortable, but it's necessary because we're a team. So what part of we're a team are we not understanding right now?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We still got a lot of work to do in our house. We still got a lot of work to do in our house. Oh Jesus.
All right, what you
But
guys got? Was
oh,
that a add on to my rant, or was that your rant?
I feel like that was an add-on because obviously I'm just ranting all day long. But I feel like it's so something that you said made me remember mom guilt. And I'm like, oh, fuck, mom guilt. Because even when I'm like, oh, if I just sit here a little longer. Hopefully somebody else will go get him. And then you're like, oh, are you being a bad mom? Why can't you just get up? Wow, you're so lazy. I'm like, oh, shut up, brain. So, yes, fuck mom guilt as well. Miss Jen, do you
Yeah,
have
I hate that shit too. What you got,
Uh,
Jay?
I guess so tired.
Yeah, respect.
But no, I mean, I feel very good. Like, I'm trying to think if I got a hack. I don't got a hack. These boys are crazy. Jensen's starting to walk more. So like I'm just
That's a win.
I don't have anything yet for that. So but he's like a 1 month from walking straight, just doing same crazy stuff as his brother. So um I'm just I think it's a win. He's 9 months right now and he's already walking. So we'll give that. Let's just do that. That's a win. Um
Jensen,
that's
he
pretty
is.
impressive.
He said, like, I'm not gonna sit around and be left behind while everybody else is running around. He's
he's
definitely gonna walk
motivated.
first. He's gonna walk before Lilo. I see it.
Gosh.
He is like he be standing. He a little.
But I feel like Leland, like he can walk. It's like he just like, I think I'm just gonna crawl to you
He
instead.
chooses not to.
Yeah. And so, because when I hold him, like I'm not holding him, like I hold his hand, but like he got balance. Like if I let go, I feel like he walks. But I never do, just in case I don't want to think I just push him over. But like I feel like if I did let go, he could do this.
No,
But I
I've
think
done that, and he's literally he'll stand there, and then he sits. I'm like, you motherfucker. It's like he's like, no.
I did see
I don't
this
feel like
trick.
it. Just pick me up.
I did see this trick. If you put one thing in each hand, that they'll
Mhm.
walk, and they like it really works. Like
Ooh.
we did that with River, and he literally took like 3 steps out of nowhere, and I was like, oh god, take it away.
MJ's
He's
hand.
now
Push
fully
him over.
walking, but I know. Right?
So okay, describe this. So obviously he's standing at this point, and
And
he
then
just
just
started
give him like
handing him
one
things.
toy. No, one toy in each hand, like a little whatever. You could even
So
do
it's on
snacks.
TikTok.
Yeah.
You know, like the balls we have, those little like plastic balls.
Yeah.
Put one ball in each hand, and then they should start walking a few steps. I've seen it, yeah. And that's what
Okay.
Jensen was doing at the little play place. He had that thing in his hand and he walked across. It's like something was bouncing him. I don't know, or I don't know how it worked,
Okay.
but yeah,
All right.
hands were on the object. Yeah.
I'm doing
Experiment
that.
Your last day. You walk it now.
time.
But also don't
TikTok.
rush it, because once they start walking everywhere, you realize how deadly your house is and all
That's
the
true.
things that they can now reach and then toss on the ground.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I've had Hurricane Emmett come through a few times, so I already know my weak spots.
Don't do that. Don't do him like that.
No, let me tell you, he was over, and it was just him and Lilo hanging out. And I was in the living, they were exploring, and for the most part, I have like cabinet locks and stuff like that. And I was like in the living room, and I realized it got quiet. And so I got up, and I was like, I don't see those. They weren't in the kitchen, they weren't in the little dining area, and my door was closed. And I was like, let me just see. I go in my room, and Lilo's grabbing like push pins because I had like a little container of like tacks, like for your
Of
office
course you
area.
do.
He's
Of course
messing with
you
that.
do.
Emmett's over by my little salt lamp, getting the little salt balls out. And I was like, you little shits. Because Emmett's tall enough to turn, and I didn't have the covers. And Lilo, he was like, I'm just going to close the door. Because he knows he's not supposed to be in there. And they did it so quietly. They like went in there, closed the door, and was like, yeah.
They've been
So he
planning
was banished
on.
until I got the door covers.
Oh my god, that's terrible. I slam each and every one of my doors. I'm like, you're not going nowhere that I cannot have you in, because I don't even know what's in some of these rooms. I'm like, you know what? The bathroom in my head, I'm like, oh yeah, the bathroom will be fine. Like the toilet lid's down, blah blah. You go in there and he's like playing with the toilet paper, and you're like, okay.
Mm.
So never mind. They're like, what shouldn't I touch? Perfect. Let's start there.
Kid man.
Hurricane Emmett.
Is that what y'all call him when we're not around?
No, that just came to me, but now that is his name.
My poor baby.
I love it. I called our baby a terrorist. I'm like, you really are. You're terrorizing me right now. He like just be screaming in my face. I'm like,
It'll be like popping you in the face. You're just
Mhm.
he kicks me so much. I'm like if he's, I don't understand his sleep. Like when he lays down in bed, he doesn't just lay down like a normal baby. He's like scrunching up and going here and flipping over there and upside down. And the whole time, it's like he has to kick off of me first to get. And I'm like, please stop kicking me, stop kicking me, stop kicking me, stop kicking me. I say that like more times than not throughout the day. Stop kicking me. Stop. But they're so cute. No, I'm just kidding. They really are.
Remember
They
to
really
say
are.
that.
But they're just like, I love you, but Jesus, calm down.
yeah, you're about to add another one. It's gonna be double the fun.
Is that double the fun? Or is it like double trouble? Which one is
Double
it?
trouble. Yeah, that's more accurate.
Half glass, half empty type of like half full, half empty type of thing to look at
You're like,
it.
and it's empty. Oh, God. Yeah, pray for me
Love
because
that.
good grief, I need it. And I'm so heavy right now. I just feel like I don't even, I just feel it. I'm like, I can't chase after you. I'm out of breath now. Like, this is crazy. I'm like, why
And
is
you're
this baby
still
sitting on my
early
lung?
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, wait, you're like your third month. You're past your third month, right? Or
Yeah, I'm 16 weeks to
so the
yesterday.
second trimester?
Hmm.
God.
I know, and I just feel
You
like,
still got 6 months.
please hush, ma'am.
I just want to put
Fine.
it in perspective in case you
You're
didn't
not
know.
done.
Cut it out.
You got like half a year left.
Yeah, and yeah, I'm already exhausted, so good luck to me.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Our inspirational quote to send us into this next
Yes.
week.
Let's
Okay.
ground us out from all that ranting and
Yeah, clear out that energy.
let's drink that.
Yeah, I was a raving lunatic today. Um, okay, trust that everything will fall into place without you forcing it there. Emphasis on forcing it there. Let it be. Let it just
Yeah.
let it, and it's gonna go into place, and that's all there is to it.
Yeah.
I love that. Thank you.
You're welcome. Well,
And
specifically for you.
just a quick shout out to everyone that's tuned in, our friends and family, or maybe not, I don't know who, but appreciate the feedback and the views. We love it. Thank you so much. And we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.